The one thing that most smartphone companies do wrong is the order in naming of their devices. Back in 2019, Nokia themselves admitted that their naming system had become confusing. They suggested that they may shift to a new naming scheme, but never took much action on it. Now, a couple of days ago, Nokia Mobile announced the new naming scheme that they had promised, and it is awesome. The announcement also came with the announcement and release of 6 new smartphones under the same series, and I'm going to talk about it later on in the video. First off, let me start with this new naming system. What's up guys, how you doing? Hope your day is going well. Welcome back to Fuzitech. I'm Milan, and if you're new here, watch the video, and if you like it, don't forget to click that subscribe button for more updates. So this is the second video that I'm recording today, although I'll post one today, then this one I'll post tomorrow. So I just wanted to let you know that. So Nokia will be using the letters G, C and X to differentiate the devices, and it will be according to their specs and their price range. So it will be like G, then a number afterwards, X, then a number afterwards, C, then a number afterwards. So I'm guessing the numbers will be in order, like they have started the G10, G20 and so on and so forth. Now first off, we start with the C series, which were described as the ultimate devices for introducing consumers to smartphones. Basically, these are entry-level smartphones, phones to give to your parents or grandparents and etc. People who don't really care about stuff like gaming, taking great pictures and many stuff. So some of the average features are all-day battery life, 2 years of security updates, and tougher tests for hardware durability and hence more durable, so the phones may last longer. These phones will also be the most affordable, with prices ranging from in between $60 to $130. I think their aim is to make smartphones even more accessible to lower earning individuals and with good quality too. Next on, we have the G series, which was described as a smartphone heartland where we bring the very best promises and potential that the industry has to offer to as many as possible. Primarily, these are budget devices where most Nokia phones usually lie, with the likes of Nokia 3.4, Nokia 5.4, 5.3 and 2.4, in which I did a review of it like a month ago. You can go check it out in this channel. Their features will include a 3-day battery life, 3 years of monthly security updates, and 2 years of operating system updates. So for example, if you get the phone with Android 11, you'll get 12 and 13 too. Their prices will range from $110 to $300. This range of phones is where the majority of the global smartphone market is in, and I'll assume that's where they'll make most of their devices. Now to the X series, they described it as pushing the boundaries of what the industry can offer with unrivaled reliability and durability promises. These are devices that range from mid-range to flagship according to the description, but majorly mid-range. They focus on the latest advancements such as 5G internet, latest processors and just new extraordinary features. Announced features will be like a 2-day battery, 3 years of monthly security updates, 3 years of operating system updates and an extended warranty. So these phones, they're supposed to be premium phones, and aside from the first world countries, I don't think they'll be popular to people from third world countries like ours, because let's face it, not many people can afford such types of phones. Now as you can all see, on paper the specs are good, but now let's go to the ground and see the actual phones. As I said earlier, HMD Global also announced 6 new phones, 2 from each category I might add. In the C series, we have the C10 and C20, both have 1 to 2 gigs of RAM, 16 and 32 gigs of storage respectively, or not respectively but 16 and 32 gigs of storage, 720p screen resolutions, 5 megapixel both front and back cameras, also Android 11 Go edition, and 3000 mAh battery. So these are basic entry-level specs as we all expected. The only unusual part is the large 6.52-inch screens, which are a plus, the $60 to $110 price tag, which fit perfectly with these specs. In the G series, we have the Nokia G10 and G20, and this is where things get interesting. Looking at the specs, They have MediaTek Helio G25 and G35 respectively. Both have resolutions of 720 pixels, average cameras, like most of the specs are just average, and their prices they range from $170 to $200. Comparing the specs to the price, you just know that that's not it. The specs are below average compared to the price. For example, let's carry the same price point and go to Xiaomi. We have the Redmi Note 10, which will give you a Super AMOLED screen, Snapdragon 678, awesome camera, which you can even record video at 4K. As you can see, the phone is leveled above the two Nokia phones. With the Nokia phone specs, they can be compared with the likes of Redmi 9C and Realme C3, which were even way cheaper, a year older, and are slightly better. When you go to the X series, we have the Nokia X10 and Nokia X20. Both still have LCD screens. They have good display, slightly above average cameras, but when you go to the price, it's straight up disappointing. They range from $370 to $420, and that's just not it. At a cheaper price of $250 or less, you get the likes of Poco X3 NFC, Samsung Galaxy A32, Realme 7i, and all of them trump the Nokia X10 and X20 so bad by far. And at the same price of $370 to $400, we have the Galaxy A72, Google Pixel 4a, and OnePlus Nord. And to be honest, you can't even begin to compare the two sets of phones. It's just so different. So that's all for today, guys. I'm Milan and this is Fuzitech. For any inquiries and questions, leave them down below at the comment section, and for those who haven't subscribed and have liked this video, don't be afraid to do so for more updates for videos like this. Hope you have an awesome day, guys, and see you next time.